with the larger font.
Yeah.
I did the same for myself.
No, I did this only for you. Actually. So
No, I did it for myself. Also because then I can change the page and go on continuing.
whichever is comfortable.
I'm
to
happy
yourself.
with this one. I'm
Done.
happy with this
Done.
one. Thank you so much. Now, earlier what we should I forgot to tell you yesterday. From here, I don't have to be all the way.
Okay.
It takes away from everybody else.
Done. So you can be on the
I'll
stage
sit
here,
there.
or you can take more seats here. Whichever you.
No, 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 this is fine. No, no, that one is fine. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians and Anns, boys and girls, as they say in the Indigo flights. Please come in into the hall and take your seats, please. One small request to all of you, please keep your phones on silent mode or switch them off. Thank you. I request Rotarian Palni Loganathan to please escort Rotarian Satish Madhavan, our district governor, and his first lady to the dais. I now request Rotarian Abdul Seth to please escort the chief guest, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, to the dais, please. Requesting Pramod, Rotarian Pramod, our honorary secretary, to please call President Abdul Seth. Our young and energetic President Abdul Seth, please call the meeting to order. To all of you in this hall, a small request. Please stand up for a minute for silent invocation. Thank you. Please be seated. Dear President Abdul, please welcome the gathering and also the constellation of stars of the district who are here today.
Thank you, Jawar bhai. Good evening, everyone. One last time as the official, I've still not given up the presidentship. So if at all I don't get my money, I'll still continue. Palani? I don't want to give that happiness. Dear Midtowners, it's my pleasure, dear Rotarians, Midtowners, it's my pleasure and honor to welcome you all this evening. In fact, when Palani told that you have to do swagat for everybody, I said, swag se karenge swagat. Because it's Midtown, so thoda swag hona chahiye. So what we have done is, whoever gets the bouquet, there is one diamond necklace in one of the bouquets. So we don't know which bouquet has that. So whoever gets it, please give it back because it's lab-grown diamonds. Right, so let me start with welcoming DG. Welcome to Midtown. Our chief guest, Nagaraj, welcome, sir. I want to welcome my favorite, PDG, Uday Kumar Bhaskara. Can we have a bouquet, please? And ensure that the diamond necklace is with him. Madam, sir is there. Want to welcome our very own PDG, Vishwanna. Welcome, Vishwanna. We have made special yellow flowers for you. Madam, sir, in the last. We have to search for the diamonds. We have DGN, Anil Gupta. Welcome, sir. We have ZG, TR Balaji. Welcome, Mr. Balaji. AG Kavita, Rotarian Kavita. Welcome. We also have a district secretary, Rotarian Ashwini. It's been only, I was asking her, how long has it been that you're in Rotary? She said it's only been 3 years. I felt ashamed. I've been in Rotary from past 8-9 years. She's already district secretary. She's, I think, another 2-3 years, DG? Yeah. Ashwini, welcome. I also want to, did I miss somebody from the district? Okay. I also want to welcome Rupa Mauli, Dr. Sheetal, and Mr. Ajit Kandachar, who will be the inductees for today. Welcome. I also want to welcome the co-presidents, the guests, Gen Nexters, Rotractors, ANS, Midtowners, back office, and my dear friends. I was just wondering this morning that what a beautiful fraternity we are a part of, Rotary fraternity. You see, at this point of time, this celebration is happening for the installation of the 49th year, or the 49th board coming in, of Midtown. But across the world, 35,000 plus clubs are celebrating today, or in this month, to install their own boards. The main difference is that, yeah, the bond is coming. The main difference is that all of us across the world, around 1.4 million people, are celebrating. We are celebrating the selfless service which we are going to do. We are excited that our goal has to be met, which is to create impact for the maximum lives. And that's exactly what Midtown is also tend to do. I'm amazed and surprised, proud to be a Midtowner. It's been 49 years. I was the 48th president. So with this, I welcome you all. Let's celebrate, let's rejoice this installation ceremony, and hope to see some crackers, some firecracker announcements by Palani today. So welcome you all, and over to Palani.
Thank you, Abdul. I would like to request Honorary Secretary, Mr. Rotarian M.G. Pramod, to make his announcements, please.
Good evening, one and all. Birthdays in July. Sanjay Shroff celebrates his birthday on 19th of July. Uday Mastulal on 21st of July. Amita Pandey on 27th of July. Deepak Pinto. You there? Yeah, okay. 27th of July. S.S. Piran on 31st of July. On behalf of Midtown and the board, I wish them a happy birthday. The list is still there. Yes. Anniversaries in July. Zahir Laliwala and Monica, S.S. Piran and Asma Piran celebrate their anniversary. Here's wishing them all the very best.
Dear Abdul, could I request you to come and say a few words about the year gone by, 23-24, the very eventful year.
Why do you say eventful, Jawab? I hope everything is good. Before we start, I thought instead of talking about the year, let's see what the year has gone by and what the board has achieved. So can we have a quick AV of the... Oh, thank you.
Rotary Bangalore, Midtown being one of the premier service organization, provided an extensive support in the fields of healthcare, education, environment, and women welfare and girl empowerment during the Rotary year 2023-24. Midtown continued to run the 3 charitable dispensaries in HSIS Gotigare and Manjushri Ventures by providing free checkup and free medicines to the patients. An internationally acclaimed project, Project Mansi, located in Mugalur village, has been running successfully and actively, helping rural women afflicted with mental illness to deal with it and recover to a normal life. This year, in the month of December 2023, Rotary International President Rotarian Gordon R. McAnally visited the club. In his presence, an MOU was signed with Department of Health and Family Welfare Services, Government of Karnataka, to provide mental health care for the people, especially women, in Anikal Taluk. The club organized 6 blood donation camps during the year, and 905 units of blood were collected. The Rotary Bangalore Midtown, in association with Sri Shankara Cancer Foundation, conducted a breast cancer and cervical cancer screening camp at the campus of Home Guards, Fire and Emergency Services for the lady staff. The club has ensured that the essential medical services reach the underserved communities by way of sponsoring 2 dialysis per day and 2 cataract surgeries per week. Midtown continued its traditional project of distributing blankets and wind cheaters to the poor and needy during the month of December. In a heartfelt gesture, Rotary Bangalore Midtown donated 10 BiPAP machines and 59 wheelchairs to Nimhans. To promote the well-being of hospital visitors and to create a more comfortable and welcoming environment for individuals in need of rest and respite, the club donated 20 concrete benches to Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology. Rotary Asherwad, BMCRI Skin Bank continues to stand as a beacon of hope and healing. From the time the Skin Bank was operational, 230+ lives of burn victims have been saved. The Rotary Bangalore Midtown Gen Next organized a fundraising event, Gift of Life, to raise a fund of rupees 35 lakhs towards 100 pediatric surgeries. This event was supported by Midtown and had Mr. Shashi Tharoor in a candid chat with Mr. Nikhil Kamath, co-founder of Zerodha. Midtown has been sponsoring pediatric heart surgeries for the kids from Ethiopia. This year, 5 children from Ethiopia underwent heart surgeries at Jayadeva Hospital, which was completely supported by a fellow Midtowner. Varnivilas Hospital in Bangalore has been a pillar of healthcare in our community, serving a significant number of patients daily. The outpatient department witnesses a high influx of individuals seeking medical attention, resulting in crowded waiting areas. Recognizing the need for a more comfortable and patient-friendly environment, a generous donation of 50 3-seater chairs was made to the outpatient department. These chairs are strategically placed in the waiting area to provide comfort and support to patients awaiting medical consultations with doctors. India faced 14.61 lakhs cases of cancer in 2022, emphasizing the urgent need for proactive initiatives like early detection, which remains a critical aspect. This year, Rotary Bangalore Midtown achieved a significant milestone in its commitment to community service by launching its cancer screening project, RACE, Rotary's answer to cancer enigma, during the official visit of District Governor Rotarian Uday Kumar Bhaskara. Midtown joined hands with Karkanos Healthcare, which has developed a comprehensive cancer screening program that employs state-of-the-art technologies and a multidisciplinary approach to do the cancer screening. Till date, 700 people have been screened under the project RACE. In a bid to tackle the formidable challenge of cancer, Rotary Bangalore Midtown, in collaboration with Rotary District 3191, embarked on a roadshow on 19th and the 20th of April 2024, spreading awareness and promoting RACE program. Over the course of the journey, members from Rotary Bangalore Midtown and District 3191 visited 15 Rotary clubs in Ramanagara, Mandya, Mysuru and Hassan, engaging with the fellow Rotarians on shared goal of combating cancer through early detection and prevention. To create awareness and to promote cancer screening camps among the citizens of Bangalore, Rotary Bangalore Midtown organized a vintage cars and bikes rally on Sunday, the 2nd of June 2024, in association with Karnataka Vintage and Classic Car Club and Rotary District 3191. The club's contributions have not been limited to healthcare. In the realm of environmental sustainability, Midtown has planted more than 4,000 saplings. Each sapling stands as a testament to their commitment to nurturing the local ecosystem. Education holds the key to a brighter future. Acknowledging this, Rotary Bangalore Midtown took significant strides in supporting schools by painting the school building and donating desk-cum benches. The children coming from poor families were given uniforms. Also, cycles were given to the students of a government school who had topped their class in studies, sports and conduct. Scholarships and educational resources have been generously provided, empowering deserving students to chase their dreams. Under Happy Hali, a project that was initiated in 2021-22, equipment and the required furniture to the labs of chemistry, physics, biology and mathematics at the new school building built by the Ramakrishna Mission at Shivanahalli were provided under global grant. Women welfare and girl empowerment are issues close to the club's heart. Under Project Swaraksha, Self-defense technique sessions were conducted in several institutes and more than 2,500 girls were benefited. Under Project Mamata, warm and summer clothes were given to nearly 2,000 newborn babies from BPL families in Vanivilas Hospital. Recognizing the importance of supporting new mothers, Rotary Bangalore Midtown distributed sweaters to the mothers, acknowledging the challenges they face during the postpartum period. The club is known for its proactive approach towards public relations activities, aiming to enhance its visibility, community engagement, and impact. Press releases were regularly distributed to highlight key activities and projects undertaken by the club. Rotary Bangalore Midtown communicated regularly with its members by sending them monthly calendars, invites, and project reports through WhatsApp, meetings, and social gatherings, fostering a sense of belonging and unity within the club. Midtown continued to sponsor 2 Rotaract clubs, Rotaract Club of Mount Carmel College and Rotaract Club of Marathahalli, who are actively conducting several projects. Both these clubs won numerous awards in the recently held District Awards function. The club is more than just its projects. It's a community, a family. During the Rotary year 2023-24, Rotary Bangalore Midtown had a diverse range of fellowship programs aimed at fostering community engagement, professional development, strengthening the bonds between members, and fostering a deep sense of unity. One of them was visit to Mysuru. Members visited the famous Chamundi Hills and then visited the banknote paper mill at Mysuru. Members were taken around the plant and were explained the various processes involved in the production of currency notes paper. The other was visit to Sri Lanka. The members of Rotary Bangalore Midtown went to Sri Lanka in the month of February 2024 to have an international fellowship trip and attended a joint meeting with the Rotary Club of Colombo of District 3220. A medley of dance and fashion show was organized in the month of March 2024, and the models who walked on the ramp were none other than the Midtowners and the Anns. It was a fun-filled evening where every model was cheered with whistles. The 48th Charter Night of the Rotary Bangalore Midtown was full of excitement and an unforgettable occasion, marking nearly 5 decades of dedicated service and community impact. A video was played in which the Midtowners' timeless moments of camaraderie, dedication, and service, offering a glimpse into the rich history and vibrant spirit of the Rotary Bangalore Midtown could be seen. The speaker meetings provided a platform for members to exchange ideas, share expertise, and explore potential collaborations. The members of Rotary Bangalore Midtown visited Indian Space Research Organization, Bangalore, and had a wonderful interaction with the scientists there. To commemorate the completion of 25 years of association with Government High School, Gotigiri, the club president was invited to hoist the national flag by the school authorities on the Republic Day. During this year, Rotary Bangalore Midtown conducted 12 monthly board meetings and 1 club assembly. There was healthy quorum in all the meetings, and some of the important decisions were taken in these meetings. In the Rotary year 23-24, the club has conducted over 150 projects. More than 2.7 lakhs lives have been touched, and the Rotary man-hours has been over 5,000. This is not just the story of a service organization. It's the story of how compassion, dedication, and unity can transform lives and communities. This is what the Rotary Bangalore Midtown stands for.
You can switch on the lights, please. When Pathan movie gets released, the entire accolades go to Shah Rukh Khan. But actually it is the director, the producers, the co-stars, and the audience which makes all the difference. So in this Rotary year also, if you look at it, You might say that president and secretary would have done a great job. Of course, we are there to facilitate, but actual real work was done by, let me thank our mentor Irfan Bhai. Let me thank our co-operative directors Satish Bhai and Kamal Bhai. Let me thank our treasurers Nadeem Bhai and Jaggi Bhai. Of course, the Bhais are too many here. And the Annas, okay, and all the directors, the chairs, it is they and the back office. So it's actually they who put the entire year together and made it possible. But whatever it is, what it is, if you see whatever has been achieved in the last 1 year, Midtown has been achieving this for the last 47, 48 years. So I was just wondering, what exactly is the reason that entire strategy is done by the board and the secretary and the president? But as such, how is it year on year, presidents and secretaries are able to deliver it? There has to be something else. So there's an old saying in corporate language which says that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you can make a strategy, but actually it is Midtown's culture which is driving you. Now what is the culture? DG and our chief guest, you should know this. The culture is very simple. We are a 48 years old club. I was the 48th president. And the passion with which our club is driven, you can sense the passion, and because of that, you can reach out to any member any point of time, though I didn't call them after 12 o'clock, but then they are ready to hear you out. The passion oozes out when they actually speak to them, whether it is the most senior member or the person who's recently joined. They have a sense of pride for Midtown. Second, very important, Midtown is a very smart club. They love performance. They give the highest credentials to performance and excellence. They don't understand mediocrity. What they have done is, what they did this year also is that they gave a beautiful car, Lamborghini, and they fixed up the speed at 120 kilometers per hour. They removed the brakes and said, it's your car, you should drive it, fantastic, we are with you, etc., etc. But then I had no choice. I mean, we have no choice. As a board, we have no choice. We are driving at 120 kilometers per hour, and that's Midtown. Third, very important, open. If they can appoint a 24-year-old president for a 48-year-old club, sorry, did I? And then it makes all the difference, right? Right. So that is the openness for experiments. Thankfully, it paid off. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been standing here. You see, I can get threatening messages also from the club, which I have not disclosed till now. Maybe next meeting, Palani, this is your day, so I'm leaving it. We'll disclose few of the threatening messages I got. I'm just kidding, right? So the openness with which Midtown actually kind of accepts the experiments is fantastic. But very importantly, there's a new trend which is emerging, which is the entire club has to take responsibility of it, and which is what the club did very, very smartly. They kind of brought the confluence of experience and dynamism together. We are a 47, 48-year-old club. So our batting lineup is depth is too high. Because already our past presidents, 47 past presidents will be there. The experience is fantastic. But I think there was a requirement, a need of bringing in a little bit of dynamism in the entire game so that that experience converts into actual action on the ground. And that's where we realized that this time what experiment Midtown did is going to set a tone for the next 30 years of reinvention for ourselves. We are going to be relevant for the next 30 years. The reason I'm saying this is, if you see, Eagle also reinvents itself after a few years when it's about to die, and then next 30 years it's kind of secured. What beautifully Midtown has done this year is that it has brought, if you look at our board itself, 40% were youngsters, freshers, youth, and energetic guys, and 60% were with experience. And slowly the tone is changing. The strategy is already made. Palani is already clear that we have to bring in another 10-15% extra of this youth kind of experiment. And that kind of things, if you look at whether it's Indian team, whether it is corporate world, this kind of confluence is what makes a difference. And that's where we have set the trend. The entire experiment with what happened, with Pammi's experience, and my, can I say dynamism? It's okay? Oh, okay. So it did help. It did help. Why it did help? Because I would have done at least 20, 30 more mistakes, which easily got avoided because he already has an experience over there. So same thing, we are going to replicate this model of experience and energetic people for the next few years. In fact, if you look at next 4 years, our presidents who are youth icons, highly energetic, are already lined up. And with them, we have decided, I mean, we know, the board will decide, of course. See, already I'm feeling as though I'm the preacher mode because I've just finished my year. That's why Rotary is very smart. They say that after 365 days, you will get out. Otherwise, you get into this Gyan mode and you can start giving Gyan to everybody. In fact, I told Palani that, listen, I won't be calling you, I won't give you Gyan, because then I'll get into Gyan mode. Whenever you need my help, or if you need whatever, even if you want to just talk it out, I'm there. But from my side, there will be no unsolicited advice to you. Right? So that is what Midtown has done. I think I'm a proud Midtowner for that. And this entire thing, whatever has been achieved and been achieving for the last so many years, is because of the culture of Midtown. And it is only becoming stronger and stronger by the day. You can see the awards, what Midtown won. It is the swag which Midtown carries. And also there's a reason why we believe in excellence is because every single Midtowner is an achiever in his own area here. He is par excellence. He or she doesn't like mediocrity. And that kind of pushes the head table to achieve much more than what they can actually achieve. You see, the speed of trust, they call it. And that is what has happened this year and the past few years. In fact, the foundation of this has been laid for the last few years. We have been recruiting, including me, around 8, 10 of us. See, the average age of our club is around 64. And if you remove me, it will become a little higher, 60. All right? So, but what I'm trying to say is that is the wisdom which the club is carrying, and that's where we are. So with this, I want to thank all Midtowners. Thank you so much for all your support, for standing by like rock solid. This 103 people, if they stand, nobody in India can actually shake them. Believe me, I mean it. Nobody in India can shake them because they are high achievers in their own aspects, and they can shake the entire Bangalore with impact. In fact, you should expect more from our president, because we all expect more from our president, right? So with this, thank you everyone. And I demit my office as 48th president over the 49th president. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you very much. Thank you. Next is Mike Jawabai. Next is mine itself. Okay, I'm supposed to introduce the incoming president. Tejaskar, has the money come in my account that I have to? Yeah, okay. Then it's fine, and I can speak well about him. There are two kinds of introductions I have for Palani. One is the formal introduction, which I'm going to read out, and one is the introduction which I believe is who he really is. Right? So first, let me actually let us know who our president is. Rotarian Palani Loganathan is the CEO and principal consultant of Audio Planet. Audio Planet is a premium award-winning home theater design and integration consulting firm who have executed over 3,200 home theaters in the last 24 years. My age. Times Retail Icon Award 2016 and Best Comprehensive Home Theater Consultant 2019 from Economic Times being a few of the recognitions. He's one of the earliest THX Level 2. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it is. Okay, and CDA certified sound engineers in the country. He is the managing director of Analogan India Private Limited, a manufacturing world-class speakers using the design experience of the internationally renowned designers and component manufacturers. He is also director of M-Service, a software as a service company, serving Fortune 500 global clients, which includes me as well. He is also a philanthropist, founder trustee of Jagrut Bharat, which supports deserving talented children from the economically weaker sections. Many students have obtained immense benefit from this vision and objectives of Jagrut Bharat, and is most importantly a humble Rotarian of Rotary Bangalore Midtown. He is married to Kavita with lovely twins, Charan and Shruti. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Palani for you. Now let me explain to you how I understand Palani. Pammi and me have a code word for Palani for the last 1 year. We call him Mr. Scientist. You see, the way he dissects things, the way he analyzes things, and the way he kind of brings in perspective, it's very, very different from all of us. And in fact, one of the days, I was talking to, we were sitting in, I think, in Rotary office, and this shows the testimony of his planning. We said, when is the GOV? He removed the calendar, he said, 10th February 2025. I said, Palani, not your year, my year. He said, oh, okay, 2024, okay, let me fix it for you. Now, that is the level of detailing. In fact, I will not be surprised if he has already planned the menu of 29th November of this year, what you all will be eating. So that is the kind of level of planning what this gentleman does. In fact, I spoke to one of my friend, who's a common friend of us. I asked her this afternoon, see, I'm going to introduce Palani. Do you have any words to say? I'm going to read out what she said. She says, he is possessed with the spirit of perfectionism and excellence, single-minded focus, and a mad fellow. If he decides, he can achieve anything. In fact, I'm looking forward for his year more than yours. You are a Jugaad fellow, you don't understand. You're a commerce graduate. He is the real guy who's planning and execution. And I totally believe. In fact, I want to go ahead and say something. If there was a human exchange, and if Palani was listed on it, I would have bet entire wealth of mine on him. That is the kind of confidence we have in Palani. I'm really excited and happy, and you'll have full support of all of us, Palani. We look forward for a super duper year ahead. That's Palani Loganathan for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome Palani Loganathan. Thank you. Jawar bhai, over to you. Oh, sure. DG, can I request you to pin our president, please? Pin and collar as well, right? Sorry. I'm supposed to be...
Working as president and secretary is coming to an end. He's a great human being to work with, and I have cherished this association of the last 12 months with him. This is very
I think both of you deserve a standing ovation. Please, everyone. Friends, good evening. Can you all hear me? Yes. So I have great pleasure in installing Rotarian Palani Loganathan as the 49th president of this prestigious club, Rotary Bank of Midtown.
Come. Palani, I'll take 30 seconds. I just want to welcome our DGN. So Sridhar, Rotarian Sridhar is here. DGE, sorry. DGE. Can we have the bouquet, please? Bouquet, please. No, that I have reserved it because I have not welcomed one more person. The diamond is in that. Sir. I also want to welcome our First Lady of the district, Rotarian Susita, not Mrs. Susita. The necklace one, please. Hey. Bouquet. The bouquet, please. That one, Ravi. Bouquet. Which one has the necklace? It's there. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Palani. Yes, please, ma'am. That's the entire idea. Thank you, Javed.
Thank you, Abdul. I wish I had the wit and the humor and the achievements that Abdul has, and especially if I had them at his age, I don't know where I would be today. I request all the board members and the chairman to please come and stand close to the dais to enable President to collar them or pin them and as one by one. All board members, please. Chairman of all the committees also, please. Over to you, Palni.
Good evening. Thank you all for your time. I couldn't have been more humbled ever in my life than after the introduction by Abdul. Thank you so much, Abdul. I'll try and live up to 1% of what you introduced me. Thank you. Yep. We are coming to the introduction of all the board members and the penning of the board members. So the first is my favorite, the immediate past president, Abdul Seth. A dynamic leader. He has raised the bar for us, and we are just fortunate that he will be there with us to meet the bar that he has raised or to cross the bar. So on our board, he will help us do that. He is turning 25 now, yeah. The President-elect, Rotarian Rajesh Pisha, another asset to Midtown. The President for the 50th year, a year to reckon and scale new heights. I'm sure he's preparing for it now. Our Vice President, Rotarian Jagdish Bajaj, the ever-reliable Midtown pillar, will take over the mantle in the 51st year. We are blessed to have a committed philanthropist like him take over the role of the Honorary Secretary this year. Introducing B.S. Nagarajan, a privilege to have him as our Honorary Secretary. Our Honorary Treasurer, Adil S. Fazal, is taking on the responsibility of finance management for the club this year. His experience will hold us in good stead for sure. A committed soldier for Midtown, he is an army of his own. The very, very important post of the Community Service Director. He has done exceedingly well in the past. Puneet Jalan for you. Yeah. Environment is his passion. A corporate leader with decades of experience. Innovative ideas is his forte. Rotarian G.K. Prasanna for Director, Environment and Ecology. Radiating with energy, only an empowered lady like her can take on the role of women welfare and girl empowerment. The one and only Nishu Johar, Nishu Ravikiran. Her vision for education is making momentous changes. An IIT alumni, Basic Education and Literacy Director, Rotarian Seema Sibal. A bubbly power source of energy, ever youthful. Rotractors will have a tough job matching her energy. The Youth Service Director, our own Rotarian Namrata Bhatia.
Our youth icon.
After a very successful year as Youth Service Director, I think most in the leadership team say probably the best in the decade. We jovially call him Rotractor. He's shifting gears to move into the vocational territory, introducing Rotarian Shafiq Ahmed for vocation. We call him the foundation of the club, and very, very aptly taking on the role of Rotary Foundation. Deepak Pinto. We have two treasure houses of experience. We are blessed with their time and energy of the board. The two co-opted directors for the year, past President Rotarian Satish Manandi and Rotarian F.R. Singhvi. Some say he's loud, some say he's forthright, but all of them say truth should always be spoken as loud as he speaks and in as forthright a manner as he speaks. He is our mentor for the board. You would have guessed it already. Past President Rotarian M.G. Pramod as mentor to the board. We know. Our Guru for all seasons, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, we call him. Through thick and thin, every sense of direction that we ever want always comes from him. Our club trainer, advisor, mentor, our own past district governor, Rotarian B.R. Vishwanath Sethi. We'll go there. The mentor to the district governor as well. Meticulous, cautious, extremely protective about every rupee of the Rotary Charitable Midtown Trust. Without his calculated strategies, we would not be able to be where we are. Nadeem, by continuing and offering his services for the trust. HSIS is one of our flagship health projects, and we have a very committed chairperson for it, leading us from the front, Rotarian Masood Karim, as the chair for the HSIS Dispensary Committee. Yeah, okay. All-encompassing, comprehensive project of village development, project called Happy Alli. Our project chair for Happy Alli, past President Kamal Bandari, a leader in his own rights. A project of global recognition, recognized by WHO as one of the models for mental health care, touching lives across 200 plus villages for more than a decade. A project that we are all so proud of, Manasi, the project chair, Ramesh Bulchandani. His left. Dear Midtowners, as I very humbly take on the mantle and the responsibility of the President, it is these champions who are with me who are going to help me take us to the thresholds that we are planning for. And we are very, very sure that we are definitely going to carry forward the legacy and the flag of Midtown very high. I'm so indebted to each one of them for the time, energy, ideas, thoughts that they are giving us. And so indebted to all of you, sir. I'm sorry, I missed out a name. We are focusing on healthcare in a very, very big way. And we are lucky to have a very, very experienced doctor with us, a director of health services, Rotarian Mahesh Bijwara. We also have 3 permanent invitees who have given their time, energy, and resources to the board. Vimal Kedia, past President M.R. Jaishankar, and Varadu Sheshamani. We thank them wholeheartedly for their time and efforts. That's okay. Yeah, that's all. So thank you all. We now move on to the induction of
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to request President Palani to induct 3 new members from to Midtown, and the DG will pin and sash them. You have to introduce the members.
Thank you, Jawahar Bhai. Good evening, everyone. Before we induct new members, I have to tell a very small story about this whole process of joining and inducting new members, because I know that new members will generally be very nervous. Aren't you? Sheetal, Rupa, Ajit? Even if you are not, you should say you are nervous. So to make them comfortable, I want to just share with them my experience and how I was inducted. When I was introduced by Palani to Midtown, and when Rotary is entirely new to me, and I called up a couple of friends to ask them, what is this all about, can I join? So one of them asked me twice, are you sure, which club is this? And the little knowledge that I had about Rotary, I was used to only Rotary, Indiranagar, Rotary this, Rotary Jayanagar, locality areas, right? Midtown is something that I was not familiar with, pardon my ignorance. And I told him Midtown. He said, are you sure? With a doubt, and I said, yes, absolutely. And he said, yeah, it's good if, so what, they have invited you, or how are you saying you're joining them? And then when I asked him, what's the reason? He said, that's one of the most elite clubs in the city and in the country, and yeah, okay, if you are joining them, okay, in the same tone. Okay. After a few weeks, or a couple of months, there was a friends gathering in which this guy was there. And I could not attend that because there was the first board meeting. And I told them, I have the board meeting, the first board meeting, there's no way I can miss it. They said, board? Okay, first he said Midtown, now he's saying board. Okay. The next time we had a friend's 50th birthday gathering, they called me. I said, no, I have a very important trip. And that too, this trip is not just with our president, secretary, everybody, this is with the district governor. We were doing a trip to Mysore, Hassan, everywhere, and I'm the chair for the race project. He said, what? You are what? Right? And then finally, recently when I had to tell him that I'm taking over as the secretary for the incoming year, is when he opened up and said, honestly, till I inquired with somebody else, I thought, he told me in Kannada, I'll say that as it is verbatim, because if I translate that, there's no fun. He said, bari burde bidtidya ankondide ishdina. The reason why I said this is, gentlemen, as we all know, this is one of the most elite clubs in Rotary, industry or the industry of service. And the reason, it's not about the position or titles that we come here for, right? We are all here to do service. That's what we have come here for. And the main reason behind me sharing this experience is for the new joinees, for you to understand that this club is the one which bestows a lot of responsibility to newcomers. Abdul spoke about it in his speech, right? I have never seen this much of acceptance for a newcomer more than what I've seen in Midtown. So I'm personally very grateful, and thank you to all the Midtowners for doing this. And I'm sure the same will extend to the new joinees as well. Okay, let me quickly get on to the new joinees. And the first person is Ajit Kandachar. Ajit is a good old Bangalore boy and a St. Joseph's alumni. He's done his master's in finance and international business and is accredited with many projects that we actually see in our daily lives. He's a tech and product industry veteran with over 18 years of experience and delivered billions of dollars of revenue for tech and product companies. Until recently, Ajit was at Singapore, where for the last 6 years, he served as the Asia Pacific Regional Head of Product Marketing at Facebook. Ajit decided to come back to India with an intention to give back to the society in his own specific phase. He currently acts as an investor and mentor for tech and innovative startups for helping them scale technology and business globally. He is very keen on contributing in areas where the youth of this country are aided and guided to pick up skills that will make them self-reliant, self-sufficient, and also become role models for others to follow. Ajit is here today with his wife Deepashri and daughter Kriti. A warm welcome to all of you to the Midtown family. Yeah, sure. The next new member is Dr. Sheetal Saklecha. She is the director at Santosh Healthcare Private Limited, a family-run healthcare provider that has been serving the community for over 4 decades. The institution has grown under the mothership and diversified into diagnostic and scan centers and a college of physiotherapy and nursing. A state-of-the-art dental practice headed by Dr. Sheetal was established in 2009, where she has helped over 30,000 people lead happier and healthier lives. She is one of the first prosthodontists in the country to have integrated the dental operating microscope and magnification in her practice, and dreams of making cutting-edge dental healthcare accessible to Indian population. She is here today with her father, Dr. Bikram Chand Saklecha. Dr. Bikram Chand is the founder and chairman of Santosh Healthcare, a Rotarian himself, and a very passionate pediatrician who has dedicated over 50 years of his life to the betterment and health of the people of Bangalore. We are proud to be associated with you, Dr. Bikram Chand. Yeah. The next member I want to introduce is Ms. Rupa Mauli Mysore. Rupa started her career as an agricultural officer working for the state government for rural development under the Danish International Development Agency scheme. She later founded the non-profit organization Sahaya Hasta Trust, working towards providing nutritional requirements for economically weaker cancer patients. She is a Pinkathon ambassador, also recognized by FICCI as social entrepreneur for the year 2023. She was a frontline COVID warrior, recognized and awarded the State Chief Minister's Award. Dr. Sheetal, can you please come for a quick photograph? Rupa, stay here. Ajit. Yeah. With the DG and President. Yeah. One last thing for the new members, no pressure. They say philanthropy, literally translated, is the love of, please see there. Your ears can be here, but you should see that. Okay. They say philanthropy is the love of mankind. You know, it's about taking enjoyment from doing things that help people, right? Only by giving are you able to receive more than what you already have. You all heard it, right? Yes. Only by giving. Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot to thank 2 people. Rotarian Giri Anna is here. Giri Anna and FR Singh is here. They bought 2 new cars to be gifted to the President and Secretary for this year. So, thank you.
I have been with Midtown for quite long, and I must say I'm liking this club more and more. The reason is that the new members keep getting prettier and prettier. I want to request President Palni to give us his acceptance speech and share his vision for the year ahead.
It's like wonderfully wrapping a gift and forgetting to present it. So let me get into my thank you mode. I start with Nadeem Bhai for introducing me to the club a good 4.5 years ago, and no prizes for guessing why the 13th as the date is chosen for the installation date. Anybody who knows Nadeem will know 13th is his luckiest day. I should thank PDG Vishu for giving me the confidence, encouragement, and maybe a little bit of a push to take on this mantle, the role and the responsibility of the President of Rotary Bangalore Midtown for the 49th year, 24-25. With all humility, I accept the role, responsibility. I'll do my very best to keep the flag flying and carry the legacy forward. A good 800 days ago, one of my another mentor's friends at Midtown wished me happy Bakrid. And I got to Bakrid on July 1st. But ever since he wished me, he has been a pillar of support, constantly guiding me in the nuances of relationship building, which he is so good at. Thank you so much, Pammi. The person who gave me the confidence to kind of take this responsibility forward was a person who was in heaven when I took this responsibility up. My only president, the one and only, Ravi Nedungadi. I thank Suma and Aishu for being here and carrying his blessings to me, the board, Rotary Bangalore Midtown, and for the Rotary year and for the years to come. Thank you so much, Suma and Aishu. Can I have an expression of gratitude by Rotary Bangalore Midtown to Suma? Thank you. A person with an extremely pressing time schedule, but whenever I've called him, asked for help, asked for guidances, has always been there with me. F.R. Singhvi, thank you so much for guiding me for the last 18 months through this journey of preparing myself for leadership. I'll have to thank my father for all the values that he built in me only through examples, my mother for the competitive spirit in me, and my better half, Kavita, without whom I will not be juggling between the multitasking that I am doing. And without her, through the thick and thin that she has stood with me, I would not be doing what I'm doing. Thank you so much, Kavita. No thank you is complete without thanking Irfan Bhai for not just his support across all dimensions, but for this wonderful venue where we are standing and having this beautiful meeting. There are many more thanks to follow that will come as I present the projects. Friends, what I have learned, or what we have learned as board, at the board, is Rotary Bangalore Midtown in particular, is powered by compassion, but it's driven by camaraderie. We know that the compassion to do service is being fueled by the camaraderie that we actually build in. We are going to be ambassadors of change, ambassadors of hope, but by being a group of mutually motivating friends. So when I mention this term called group, I have two things to mention. One is we truly follow what we call the spirit of giving. I want to give you a small story on the spirit of giving. Another thing that this group also helps us get over is what I call the Kevin Carter moments. I'll come to Kevin Carter and the Kevin Carter moments later. So from the spirit of giving, the story that I want to say is there was this Mr. X, an extremely successful businessman, equally rich, noble soul, kind heart, would be there for any help and empathy that is needed. So one of these ladies found that out, and as he was coming out of his car, walking into his office, presented herself before him with a sad face, caught his attention, and then he asked her, "What's that I can do for you?" She explained to him, saying that she is a single woman, having a child who's having a grave mental situation, a brain situation, needs a lot of money for getting help and so saving the child. She somehow managed to convince him. This gentleman, Mr. X, now Mr. X is not relatable, right? You can replace the Mr. X with our own people we know. It could be Irfan Bhai, it could be Jay, it could be FR, it could be our Bimal Desai, the many, many large-hearted Rotarians you know. So now we start thinking of Mr. X as any of these guys, okay? So he wrote a large check, went on with his activity. A friend called him in the evening and he said, did you meet this lady? Did you give this check? I heard that you made a big check. He said, yes. The friend said, I think you got conned. There's no such child. And the lady fooled you. This gentleman asked, are you sure? Are you sure that there's no such child? He said, I'm extremely sure this has happened in the past. And this gentleman said, thank you, you made my day. I'm so happy to know that there's no such child. So the spirit of giving, friends, is not about what we give, it's the love behind what we give, the impact for what we give. And Rotary Bangalore Midtown truly follows that. We would want to continue that legacy forward. I spoke about a little bit of a Kevin Carter moment and how a group helps us stay away. We are in an extremely fiercely competitive world. We are all professionals. We all get occupied with what we do. And at that point of time, there's a possibility as an individual to stay away from what probably the vulnerable class needs. So Kevin Carter that I've been talking about is one of the world's famous photographers, won the reputed Pulitzer Award, 1994, for an image that he took in 93. And that image is the famines of Sudan, where an extremely malnourished child was in front of a vulture. So while this gentleman took this photograph, submitted it to Pulitzer, won the award, the rationalists of the world asked a question to him and everybody else who gave the award. The photo is incomplete. There are two vultures in that particular photo. One vulture is behind the camera. Now, these are moments that when people are occupied with what they are doing, they probably don't realize that vulture could have easily taken the child away. He was busy in the photograph. All of us could get into moments like that as an individual, but as a group of mutually motivating people, we will help each other come outside the requirements that we have and then try and do what we have to do. So I thank Rotary and organizations for Rotary for helping us being the Kevin Cartners that we could become, I'm sorry to say. The entire year, we are going to focus on what we call thought leadership. And thought leadership, I would want to say, is trying to do a project where it is not just a product and a project and a set of beneficiaries. Every project that we do must enthuse, motivate quite a few other organizations to come up and do the projects like that in multiplicity. We want to multiply, and the benefits and the beneficiaries should actually multiply. So this is what we call thought leadership. Imagine yourself in a train. You are in a train, there are 4 people in front of you. The image clearly is self-explanatory. All 4 of them need a seat. Now, what would a common man do? At best, he could wake up and give a seat to one. A Rotarian thought leader will not just wake up and give the seat to one. The way in which he will stand up and make way for the seat should enthuse and motivate 3 other people also in the same cabin to stand up and make way for the other 3. So the thought leaders, captains of industry that we have in Rotary Bangalore Midtown have constantly tutored us to take up projects that have multiplication benefits in the future. And before we get into the kind of projects that we are going to do on this line, I would want to honestly outline the kind of challenges between the not-for-profit industry, including Rotary. Friends, if 2 students come out of a top business school in the world, one of them opts to go to the corporate profit side of things, the other into the non-profit side of things. 10 years later, if this individual who was in the corporate industry decides to even give away half of his money, he'll still take 2 times more than what the other individual in the non-profit industry is doing. So that's the kind of rewarding scales in the profit industry. This could also mean that we could be short of talent in the not-for-profit industry. So this is where we would want pro bono leadership. people who have achieved these many things amongst us here, leaders in their own rights, giving pro bono leadership to the kind of projects that we are doing. So Rotary is so much more important. And taking a classic study of how the corporate world works, I'll take the case study of what is called the Bridge of Choluteca. What do you make out of this bridge? You can actually, the dignitaries on the stage can actually move. The corporate world is extremely nimble-footed. They can be dynamic, they can change, they'll do quite a few things. This is a classic case study in the corporate world where a bridge was made with the latest of technology in 1998. But little did they know that the hurricane and the changes in the weather would actually change the course of river Choluteca in the Honduras region. The bridge stands, but the functionality is totally lost. The river is flowing somewhere. This happens not just in the profit industry and the corporate world, it could also happen in the not-for-profit. How nimble-footed are we? How dynamic are we in changing? So that is where thought leadership projects that we are wanting to do, and we are being inspired by the leaders here, will kind of keep us nimble-footed. I'll come to the projects that we are discussing here. The first of the project that we speak upon is the project with Shankara Cancer Care. Our past president, Rotarian Jai Shankar, with all his magnanimity, completed the AKS formalities last month, and the entire amount of AKS, $2.5 lakh, is being directed as a gift to Shankara Cancer Care. And we requested humbly the Shankara Cancer Foundation Care, another very empathetic organization, whether they could actually come up with a matching grant, and lo, they immediately came up for the entire amount that Jay is wishing to give. The Shankara Cancer Foundation is willing to match that with the 2 crore plus. So we have a 4 crore corpus. We are talking about multiplication here. We are talking about thought leadership. I would want Midtown to express its gratitude to Jay for his magnanimity. Another project on multiplication. This is a project that I call as Windows of Opportunity. I learned from a very good friend of mine who finished a very responsible top corporate job in Levi's and moved on to the social service sector. And I understood that for every rupee that you and I could give, there's thousands and thousands of crores of rupees from the government that is actually meant to reach the vulnerable class, which is probably not reaching them because the connect the dots is not happening amongst the class. They don't know how and what to do for qualifying for it. Catalyst Management Services, I'm very happy to have Mr. Vishwanath with us from Catalyst Management Services. You would put your hand up, sir, or stand for a moment. These are projects, if I were to state a case study, I can't mention the corporate's name, but a project that they did in Mathura, Varanasi and Ayodhya, where a 95 lakh commitment from the corporate resulted in an unlocking of a staggering 325 crores in what they call SROI, social ROI. And while every project may not be as return worthy as this project, they very confidently assure us a 70x for every rupee spent in terms of the money that could be possibly unlocked. We are wanting to do quite a few projects with them. I am also lucky to have with me a very good friend of mine, Mr. Gopal Hegde, who has committed 10 lakhs to this project, to Midtown with us. Gopal, can you please stand up for a moment? And can I have an expression of gratitude? Thank you. Another project that we are wanting to do, the Human Milk Bank. Friends, the corporate hospitals of the world, the for-profit hospitals of the world, they have facilities called neonatal care for pre-birth. And what is supposed to be done as per the actual guidelines of medicine is the mother and the child have to stay together in the neonatal care. But usually the corporate world does not want to spare a bed to the mother. This is St. John's for you. They are actually following what the guidelines is. So one of the first of its kind, Human Milk Bank. I'm very happy to say MCKS has come forward and has expressed support of 30 lakhs for this project. We have Seema Sibal, our own Rotarian, representing MCKS, and I would want gratitude to be expressed to her. She's also expressed her interest in the scholarship schemes that was done past. We are partnering with Sansera Foundation. Here again, we are doing the multiplication. Sansera into MCKS into Rotary will be a lot more than what one organization could do by itself. A project that we are all proud of. I said we are privileged. I am blessed to have an honorary secretary or a Rotarian just like B.S. Nagarajan with me. In today's world where everything is about cure, this is a project beyond cure. Friends, whether it is cure or beyond cure, the pain element for the person who is going through is exactly the same. And the emotional element when he knows that he or she is not going to be cured is very high. So the hospice and palliative care units are the ones that take care of it. Very, very few units in the country. We have Karuna Shreya setting an example for Rotary. He is following it up with Nemmadi. My respect for him is not because he has committed more than 2 crores of his personal money. My respect for him is that he totally put a full stop to a very promising career with Salesforce and completely dedicated his time to the not-for-profit organization part. We need to support that. It's a project that we have signed an MOU with. We need to do that. The next thing is education. Education is the backbone of the country. We have 26.5 crore children going to 10.5 lakh government schools. And forget what they do in school. What they learn and what is the outcome of the learning is there for all of us to know. We need projects where we get into education reform. We need people to churn out scientists. We need inventors. We need people with patent and royalty-based information. So that is what Prayoga is doing. And our chief guest will talk about it a little later. Thank you so much, sir, for making it to the event today. We are definitely wanting to make a progress with them. I am humbly making a contribution of 5 lakhs to the Rotary Charitable Trust today. Some of it will go to the education initiatives and some to Nemmadi. I'm just kind of wanting to make that start. The larger hearts and the bigger pockets can do much better contributions. I am a small man. Another project that we are wanting to do, a little innovative, is what I call the billion drops. Friends, we have seen what happened to us in the first 6 months of this year, the water situation with no rains. Anytime you drill a borewell and take water out of the ground, it is actually water that has accumulated a good 2 lakh years ago. So people don't know that this is the water that has gone 2 lakhs years ago. And the groundwater that is actually coming down for the last 20 years, for the last 100 years is very, very high. We are trying to do a project with St. John's where 138 acres of their land is being offered. We are going to be the knowledge partners in terms of putting water back to them, water back to the land. Another important project that we are doing is CPR. 82% of the sudden cardiac arrests happen outside the hospital, and more than 70% of them can be revived. We are planning to do a CPR plan where only 1% of the literate CPR population that we have, we are wanting to take it to a higher number. We are partnering with Manipal. A lot of other projects that I have, I will share curated videos of that in 90 to 120 seconds later. I don't want to take more time. I'll end my talk with the last 1 minute. All work and no play makes, anybody to complete? Okay, Jack a dull boy. I don't know who Jack is. All work and no play makes Palani a dull boy. Now what does this image tell you? What is the common factor between these two personalities on the stage? Both of them are cricketers, both of them World Cup winners, both of them champions in their own league, legends, achievers, one in a century. You'll tell all positive adjectives. I'll tell you something that will make you fall off the chair. Both of them were called underperformers. Would you believe that? Now, who calls Kapil Dev an underperformer? None other than the great Sunil Gavaskar, a guy who played with him for a good 12 years. And who calls Sachin Tendulkar an underperformer? Kapil Dev himself called Sachin Tendulkar an underperformer. The media feasted on this news. But when they went to Sachin Tendulkar and Kapil Dev, they said, hey boss, that's not a criticism. That's a compliment they are giving to the potential that I have. Friends, why do I get this example out? This is the kind of potential that we at Midtown have. Even for a small, thing that Midtown does not do, there's a lot of chance. I mean, ask the district governors in the past. After a substantial contribution to the foundation, they'll always say, Midtown ishana kottiddu. Okay. So that is Midtown for you. That's the potential of Midtown. That's not the criticism. So, friends, I want to end saying that only those are the respected who are better than yesterday. Only those are the respected who are better than yesterday. If Midtown has to be respected, we have to be better than yesterday. And Midtown cannot be better than yesterday by the president of the board being better. Every Midtowner has to be better. I plead, request, let's all of us, let's be better than yesterday, and let's make Midtown a great club. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Parni. Nice vision and very well laid out. I'm sure you'll achieve more than that. I'm going to request Rotarian AVS Murthy to please introduce our chief guest, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, and also request him to address the meeting.
District Governor, good evening. District Governor Rotarian Satish Madhavan, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a good evening to all of you. Today, at this installation night, I have the pleasure and honor to introduce the chief guest, a mentor to me also, a distinguished educationist, forever committed teacher, philanthropist, board member of several organizations, and a responsible social citizen. Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, fondly known as Dr. HSN. His journey is a remarkable story of self-made man, his indomitable will and enterprise to build organizations that deliver enduring value and institutions that serve society at all levels. A graduate of science with an MSc in physics, academics beckoned him professionally as well, and he joined Vijaya College as a lecturer in 1967. Dr. HSN completed his PhD in the area of molecular physics in 1983. With his passion for physics, he was entrusted with developing the electronics department at Vijaya College. Alongside, he took upon the role of treasurer of the Indian Physics Association Bangalore chapter, where he also conducted workshops in physics and electronics for students and teachers. A sensitive person with boundless energy, Dr. HSN always needed more space for his ideas and social initiatives. Realizing that students in Bangalore pursuing IIT JEE did not have adequate training, HSN came forward to provide a much needed learning support. What began in a small way at his Bull Temple residence became BASE Education Services Private Limited. As the founder director of BASE, Dr. HSN painstakingly built a 400-member organization that is today a leader in the field of student training. I wish to recall here that our Ravi Nedangudi's pet project of getting students from the underprivileged good coaching to reach IITs was with BASE. BASE has centers across Karnataka and strategic alliances with several institutions. He envisioned an integrated college, and the first of its kind, RVPU College at Jayanagar, was established more than 17 years ago. Dr. HSN is one of the chief architects of Tapas, a unique social learning initiative where bright young students from weaker sections of society are identified and provided intense training for IIT JEE free of cost, along with free boarding and lodging. Here, once again, I'd like to remind all of you that Rotarian Deepak Podar, who contributed immensely for the project, was also involved in motivating BASE to help students in Tapas. He has also helped establish Sadhana, an initiative that offers free training and boarding to bright young girls from disadvantaged backgrounds, preparing them for medical entrance exams or careers in pure sciences. Dr. HSN's commitment to delivering social responsibilities is exemplary. He is the founder trustee of Sri Shankara Cancer Foundation, Bangalore, where he played a catalytic role in growing the organization. Sri Shankara Cancer Hospitals, a 320-bed hospital that offers cost-effective cancer treatment, and we have just heard our Rotarian Jai contributing his AKS contribution to the same hospital. He has also authored over 30 books in physics and electronics. The books are referred by students across the country. He has worked as a member of the syllabus committee in physics and electronics at PU and degree levels. He has worked as a resource person in training teachers across Karnataka. It is Dr. H's long-held belief that science should be learned in an exploratory, hands-on, and experiential way. With this in mind, he manifested Prayoga, a not-for-profit organization dedicated to education research. Under Dr. H's guidance, deeply committed to the mission of nation building, Prayoga aspires to become a globally unique, transdisciplinary education research institution. Prayoga helps students to aspire to become scientists and provides world-class labs and equipment. Prayoga's initiatives are designed to have a lasting impact, significantly contributing to national development by combining research and social impact. These initiatives are actively reshaping science education for over 7,000 students and 66 schools across in Karnataka. Dr. HSN is a member and motivator to countless students, profoundly impacting thousands of lives. His relentless pursuit to improve the quality of education for all is an inspiration to many. Let us put our hands together to welcome Dr. H.S. Nagaraja and eagerly look forward to his address. And before that, I think there's a small video on Prayoga which will set the context for his talk. Thank you all.
The Prayoga Institute of Education Research was established in 2015. Helmed by Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, an eminent physics teacher and devoted educationalist, Prayoga is a one-of-a-kind education research institution in the country.
Improving the quality of education in India is a much felt need and is crucial to the growth trajectory of the nation.
To guide Prayoga in this pioneering endeavor is its illustrious advisory board comprising of eminent personalities across domains and chaired by the former Chief Justice of India, Dr. M.N. Venkatachalaya.
At Prayoga, our approach is to amalgamate education research with social initiatives. Prayoga is supporting several government and low-budget private schools in rural and tribal sections across all districts of Karnataka. Through well-designed programs, Prayoga transforms schools, empowers teachers, and enriches student experiences.
The Kriya program intends to have every Indian child learn science experientially by enabling teachers with the necessary pedagogies to facilitate science learning, providing learning resources and experimental materials to all its students. Prayoga's Anveshana program nurtures young minds for a career in science. Through this initiative, high school students are encouraged to participate in research projects under the guidance of senior faculty and researchers.
We need to make education both accessible and equitable so that good learning can be enabled in students across our nation's cultural, linguistic, and socio-economic diversity.
Prayoga is building an institution that will stand the test of time and contribute to nation building for decades to come.
Friends on the dais and the august audience, I know this is not the time to talk. It's 8:40. Every one of us, I'm sure, is hungry. However, having been invited, I don't want to miss the opportunity of testing your patience for 10-12 minutes is what they have given. Hope I'll complete that within that time, and I'll not hold on anybody for the delay. I am actually not the person to be here. I am an odd man out. I see and hear that people here have been great financial experts, achievers in industry, business, who have made or contributed to the economic growth and success of this society. I do a job at probably the foundation level. Of course, somebody like Jai Shankar will understand foundation has to be strong if everything else has to stand. But the thing is, three things are extremely important for any society to survive. Food for all, right from insects and birds, otherwise we won't be there. Food for all, health for all. Without health, we'll not survive as a society. We see it even today, things in African and several other countries. Fortunately, India has crossed that, and there are very few starvation deaths or no starvation deaths today. But the next thing is, living healthy is fine. Just physical health is not sufficient. Intellectual, mental, emotional, spiritual health is equally important. So, that way, food, health, and education are the three cornerstones for any society to survive. And I am lucky to be in one of those spaces, that's education. We had no internet one time. Everything was driven by the teacher in the classroom. Whatever the teacher said, or whatever that one small book we could afford, most of us, I'm not ashamed to say that, most of us couldn't afford anything beyond that one textbook or two textbooks, and that was all the source of knowledge. Fine. We survived. We were left with a legacy from the invaders, as I call them, where they wanted us to be clerks. They wanted us to just follow instructions, only that much of education was given. Otherwise, IASC wouldn't have been born at a point of time when the Maharaja of Mysore was told by Swami Vivekananda, like, why are you taking this, say, rock sample to England? Are you sure they give you the right opinion? See, that triggered one great institution today, the most respected institution. So education has slowly started acquiring the level required or the kind of attention required. But still, 99%, forget IISc, ISIS, IITs, 99% of this country's education is still rote memory. We don't have research-driven universities. We have course-driven, coursework-driven universities. Most of it is remember, write exactly the same answer, otherwise I won't get good, full marks. But we all know today that what we learnt in the classroom was some basic principles, but knowledge alone, information alone is too inadequate. What we get out of books or in the conventional classrooms, most of the times is information. With internet coming into play and democratization of knowledge, information, everybody gets the same information. Whatever is available today as the courseware in MIT, Stanford, Princeton, Purdue is available to a village boy. And therefore, information is no more a saleable commodity or useful commodity. Converting information into knowledge, knowledge to applications, applications to innovation, and creating new knowledge systems, processes, technologies can only take us higher. If we don't do that, we will again go back without that slavery. Another slavery will haunt all of us. And therefore, the first thing that the country should do is to take education as a priority. Of course, everything is important, but as it's not just my emotional attachment to education, but it's a necessity. Look at the Elon Musk of the world. What's happening? They are changing things at such a fast pace that if we miss 2 years, we are gone. Look at what happened to the semiconductor technology. We didn't do that in this country at some point. But the second maximum outflow from this country's revenue is for semiconductors. Thanks to the wisdom of the government and the society, we are catching up. And we are capable of achieving anything that's sort of established by the industrial growth and probably the GDP that this country is enjoying vis-a-vis any other country in the world. We have the ability. We lost the match or game somewhere in between, and now if we don't catch up, we'll be left in the bottom of the pyramid. In the next 10 years, there'll be 3 layers in the global knowledge system. The top layer, or the apex of the pyramid, is one where the latest technologies, processors, systems in this AR, VR, virtual reality kind of world, the knowledge creators will be the top pyramid, top of the pyramid. The second layer will be those who can use that knowledge and survive. The bottom of the pyramid will be those who will become illiterates. Today, illiterate does not mean someone who can't read and write. Illiterate is one who will not be able to understand these changes in the digital world. And in that sense, I thought we are one of those countries which should stress a lot on education. That's how, as far as possible, my journey in education for 58 years is sort of passion-driven and also a lot of pain-driven. I have been in that thing, and there are many, many people like me, and it's not me, and it's a system that has to develop. What we thought was, when we exited base, about 2015 we exited base for various reasons. We did well, but thought there was more urgent and more important thing to do. That was Prayoga. Anything that is not experience is no knowledge. This is what Albert Einstein said. What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. What I do, I understand. This is a standard jargon. My wife tells me to bring a bundle of coriander leaves for my food, I forget. I saw Taj Mahal 25 years back. The moment I hear the name Taj Mahal, that picture is in front of my eyes. Swimming, I learned 50 years back. I have not got into water. For some reason, if I slip into water, my legs and hands don't wait for instructions. They automatically beat. So that is experience. Anything that is not experience is absolutely no knowledge at all, and that will not help us. This is the firm belief that all of us know. I am not giving Gyan. I'm one of you, one like you, and I'm sharing my passion and concern. That's all today. What happens then? How do we do that? It's a large country. Numbers have been told. Even in the new education policy and all that, where I was also a part, it is found very, very difficult. How do we provide that experiential learning to this large number? Where do you provide them labs? This kind of a problem is there. But you keep thinking about the problem, you are not solving the problem. You have to climb 1,000 steps. Start with the first step. Instead of evaluating the magnitude of the problem and getting frightened, start doing it, it melts. That's what some of us felt. We started a trust called Prayoga. As the very name indicates, it's experiment. It's an experiment itself, or doing an experiment in the field of education. So from that sense, we thought it as the apt name Prayoga. The first thing we thought at Prayoga was to develop content in the right form. We have Newton's laws in 10,000 books. But if a child does not get the experiential learning, that is the scientific process, observe, hypothesize, do an experiment, not verification or measurement experiments. Even in our engineering colleges, very often we have measurement labs. We have, say, this kind of labs. What we have to do is exploratory labs. Give a concept, ask them to work. This has started happening recently in the innovation centers in many engineering colleges and postgraduate centers. So, the material in the past, in the same NCERT books, was converted into an experiential approach. That is, a child sees something and makes one's own hypothesis, why this is at rest, why this is in motion, why this is turning, why this is accelerating. The child's own perception. And we collect that data. And then the child is given an approach to do some experiments, not the standard experiment, suspend a bob, a simple pendulum, count 100 oscillations, substitute in that formula and adjust the value to get G as 9.8. That's what most of us have done. That's not the thing. They should explore and find out. And nobody can get the textbook value. If they get the textbook value, they have surely gone wrong somewhere. If they don't get the value, then there are 100 reasons to think, and the learning really happens when you don't get things right. But we punish the ones who don't get right. Therefore, or who get the so-called right answer. So, we have an inquiry-based approach where some 8,000 children roughly are today getting this support. About 200, 300 children come to our center. It's a state-of-art building with about 30,000 square foot. And children from nearby schools come there from class 6 to class 10. We go sequentially, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. And in that, our researchers, we have about 38 or so researchers who are all MScs, PhDs, people who have got postdoctoral experience from the best universities in India abroad. And they help actually the 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade children to learn science. And the children completely learn their curriculum. Whatever they would have learnt in the school, we tell the schools not to teach science. Because once they mug up, or once they are given information, there is no charm left. In fact, when a child learns something, the child will be learning. We don't say this is Newton's law. The child discovers Newton's laws at the end. Children will be dancing. We discovered Newton's laws. Nobody taught us. That excitement and fun is what actually every child requires, and not being locked up for 6 hours, 7 hours in the classrooms. There is excitement. So that is a program called Kriya. We want to take this number to roughly 35 to 40,000 students by the time these kids who enter this program in the 6th grade complete the 10th grade. This is one of our probably primary program we all thought, because unless experience is the way of learning, they can't develop applications, they can't be future scientists, technologists, and whatever it is. The other program is, normally bright children are too curious. They ask 100 questions every day. Every one of us here, I have seen our kids asking so many questions when they start talking. But gradually we zip their mouth at home, because auntie is coming, don't open your mouth, shut up, all kinds of things. Then the child comes to the school, same thing continues. This is not there in the syllabus. This doesn't come for the exam, all sorts of things. The curiosity is completely killed. By the time they do their post-graduation or whatever it is, when they enter research, they are 22, 23. The mother is already worried that the boy has to get married. The father is worried that he has to start earning. And all the curiosity is killed, and that fellow goes for research at that age. The formative year is completely gone. Therefore, what to do is we catch these so-called headlong, headweight children. They are the real thought leaders of tomorrow. I was happy to hear that. Tomorrow's thought leaders come from these people who keep questioning. We pick up these children, we ask schools to recommend. We have, sorry, it's not arrogance or patting the back. We have labs which are as good as in any world-class institution. The kind of equipment that these children use is what is normally even not allowed by graduate and postgraduate students to handle. They handle equipment worth 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crore rupees by these high school students. And they work in the summer months for 3 months. They get a course in research methodology. They then undergo a course in the domain in which they work. Because at that age, they may not be having the kind of domain knowledge. They may not know a lot of chemistry, but their curiosity is high. They don't expect any reward. They are ready to work day and night. They are excited when they learn something. So all other parameters required for researchers, unconventional thinking will all be there. So we pick them, and on an annual basis we handle about 30 children right now because of limited facilities. These children in groups of 2 or 3 or maximum 4, depending on the complexity of the research project. They work on a live research project which a postgraduate student would normally do. And we have completed 3 batches, and this is again open to any child from anywhere. And they need not be coming to that first program called Kriya. This is called Anveshana. Anveshana is actually discovering exploration and so on and so forth. This in Anveshana, we have completed 3 batches, and they work for 3 months, then submit a dissertation, and there will be an open defense. These school kids face scientists, including a few from IISc who were there last year. They could ask any question, and these children submit a dissertation, face a viva, and out of the 7 projects which they did in the first batch, there were 7 publications in international peer-reviewed journals. 2 papers have been published from Harvard. That is the kind of thing. This is done by our high school students, and some of those kids actually are first-generation learners. We have some nearby schools where the parents have not gone to school, and those children from such parents have published papers. This is the other thing we do. And the last thing we do is to motivate by occasional festival lunch. That is, we go to a school, do a program called Prerana, again experiential learning, but it's one-off event kind of thing. It's not a continuous support. We do this kind of thing in every district headquarter, and this is called Prerana. These are the 3 main flagship programs. And the 4th one is the teachers' empowerment. Like, you know, we as teachers learned the rote memory way, but now the teachers have to change if children have to learn, and therefore we also do this. We are actually trying to understand what kind of teachers are required today. What should be their preparation. So we are not still ready with solutions, but we are working. These are the programs. I think I have taken too long, and we are a body of about 120 people, and we have about 30,000 square foot. We have started feeling short of space. We need about at least another 50 to 60,000 square foot of built area, including labs, in the next 1 year, for which we have been doing. And all these facilities, both Kriya, Anveshana, and teacher empowerment program, is absolutely free. We have not charged 1 rupee for any child all these years. And we don't want to also charge it, because in this country, food was never sold. Selling food was a crime one time. The village doctors, Pandits, never took a rupee. And the teachers in Gurukulas never charged a rupee. But today, in this modern world, it may not be possible, but as an experiment, this is the country where all those systems were born. Can there be one isolated institution where this can continue and create a legend for itself, and as a example in the society, in the country, is our dream. And none of the trustees or any beneficiaries here, and the trustees have promised some more support for at least next 4 or 5 years, which we are sure. And we have started receiving support from a lot of individuals and corporates in the last 4 years. For about 7 years, we could manage our own, and now it's running from the individual philanthropy, societal support, and so on. And the organization is going to be a national asset, and it will not be run by a bunch of individuals, namely some of us. It will become a national asset. I would appeal or share the dream that this kind of institution is what should not be run as one incident, or sorry, one institution. If I can repeat what our Venkatachalaya, former Chief Justice, says, Nagaraj, we need 1,000 prayogas in the country if the country has to change to be a front-runner country in the next 10 years. If it has to happen, we need 1,000 of these institutions. I'm sure people here with the heart in the right place should actually look at not only associating with Prayoga, they should see if they can set up this kind of Prayogas across the nation. That's my request. Thank you very much. Sorry for exceeding my time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your illuminating and inspiring talk. I'm sure that we will bring some visitors, young visitors, to your institution very soon. I would like to request Rotarian Aishwarya Nadingadi to introduce the DG. There you are. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
I know we've been talking about raising bars, but I got to lower this one. So, okay, there we go. Thank you, Jawahar uncle, and thank you, Palani uncle, for giving me the opportunity to talk today. It's absolutely my pleasure to introduce the DG to our esteemed guests this evening. So, Rotarian Satish Madhavan was a charter member of Rotary Bangalore Raja Rajeshwari Nagar Centennial. And he started his Rotary journey in 2004, a whole decade ago. Oh my God. And he now serves as the district governor for District 3191 for Rotary year 24-25. I'm just going to refer to all the accolades he has received in his time in the last decade. He's taken up various leadership roles, including club president, assistant governor, district secretary, and a whole lot more, for which I got intel that tummies are hungry now, so I'm kind of skipping through this a little fast. As club president, Satish led his club to win the Best Club Award and Rotary International Presidential Citation under then President Ray Klingen-Smith. And he also won the Star President Award and the Excellence Award in 2010-11. As district secretary, he would receive the Outstanding Service Award and the Go-Getter of the Year Award in 2015-16. And he's also been awarded with the Champion of Champions Award by Rotary International President Ravindran and Rotary Avenues of Service Award from Rotary International. I think that alone deserves a slide. Professionally, Satish has worked with the apparel industry, holding positions at leading companies across the US and Europe. He now runs his own firm, and they specialize in sourcing apparel for overseas clients. And some of those clients are Kmart Corporation, Dollar General, and Wallace Fashion. He's widely traveled, brings a global perspective to all his endeavors, and he also has a passion for reading, for which he likes to, bring his he likes to expand his knowledge, I would say. He's born to the late Srimati Sarojini and Madhavan Nair, and he is married to Sushita, who we have here with us today. And they have two sons, Aditya and Aryan, who are both business management graduates and work for Wipro and Whitespace, respectively. In his leisure time, he likes the competitive spirit of badminton and the strategic finesse of snooker. And he firmly believes in the quote by Simon Sinek, lovely one, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. And with that, please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Good evening, friends. I know when Nagaraj sir started, he said that, he's between him and you being hungry. But now I am going to change that and saying that now I'm standing between me and you being angry. Friends, it's a pleasure being here. I've been to this club. I have many friends in this club. I've been coming here for the last maybe 12 to 14 years. Ever since Satish Manandi sir, was president, and I had the pleasure of coming here many times. I also have my, friend, philosopher, guide, Vishu Anna, PDG Vishu, who has my back. That's the way I will put it. Who has my back at all times. Thank you, sir, for being that source of strength. Anytime I go to him, he has a solution for any challenges that I have. and he also tells me when I'm wrong, and that is more important than all the support that I get at all times. Abdul and Pami, wonderful year you guys had. I liked it when I came into the room, when I came into this place, he asked me, he says, "How are you doing, Chief?" I said, "I'll do better when I look like you." So immediately Pami comes and stands next to him, and he says, "By the end of the year, you'll either look like him or you look like me." So let's see where this gets me to. I came prepared, honestly, with three things that I wanted to talk to you about. So it was in three parts, right? Part one was the past, and then the present, what's going to happen immediately, and then the future. So the past was covered by Abdul, so I can't go there anymore. He's told you all about Midtown and what Midtown is and what a great club this is. We all agree. So that's taken care of. And then Palni gets into that beautiful inspirational address of his, where he talks about the present and what I wanted to speak to him. So honestly, like talking to you for the last 1 year has been dangerous for me. Right? And then Nagaraj sir comes, which actually is my favorite subject. I've said this in many places, that in 10 years, all of us are going to be illiterate. He took that also. So he leaves me with nothing much to actually talk about. So past, present, and future taken care of. Seriously, friends, coming to Midtown is a pleasure and also a pressure. You can actually laugh. People are a little serious here. Please try. Laughter is good for you all. Rotractors, hi guys. Lovely to have you all with us today. Friends, this year's been a little different in terms of what Rotary International expects. Rotary International has kind of, they are in a situation where they know that post-COVID clubs have kind of moved away from the old school where everybody was getting to meetings every week, people enjoying Rotary, people enjoying the members enjoying fellowship, members enjoying working together. So COVID has changed all our lives, and Rotary realizes this very strongly. So our second lady president, Stephanie Urchik, when we were in the International Assembly in the US, she was very clear about what needs to be done. And the first thing she talks about is a richer club experience. Now when you talk about a richer club experience, we're talking about members coming together and doing things the old style. You all meet every week, maybe meet once in 10 days, 15 days, I don't know what your story is, but whatever it is, you guys have to do it more often. Try and bring a little more life into the meetings is what she's asking for. And that, she believes, will convert this club, not only this club, but any club, to create magic in this year, my friends. It's very as simple as that. Now for a club like Midtown, I honestly believe that this club is one of the best clubs, not only in the country, but maybe in the major part of this world. Honestly, give yourselves a big round of applause. You really deserve it. And what I also would say is that this club also has the distinction of doing many things, way ahead of their time, right? The first AKS, Irfan Bhai, motivated an entire country to start giving. And today, left, right, and center, my co-governor calls me and he says that I've just got my 7th AKS, and we are hardly 10 days into the year, my friends. It is in Mumbai, right? And another co-governor calls me from Pune, and he says on my installation day, I had 23 corporates who came to us with letters of commitment for over $2 million in CSR grants. The world is changing. Midtown has inspired an entire generation. And this kind of motivation and inspiration is coming because it's very rare, maybe it doesn't happen anywhere in the world, it's very rare that you get the best of high achievers, people who have the best brains probably in the country, and you're getting everyone together in one small club. I'm not calling it a small club, not in size. I'm just saying in one location, and all working together as one strong, unified force known as Midtowners. Now, these things don't happen, my friends. You know, it's destiny that all of you all are part of this club. It's not something that it just didn't happen. It's destiny that has brought you all together. So what is the destiny? And when I'm looking at all the projects that have been done in the past, when I'm looking at the plans and programs for the year, when I'm looking at the way things have been going forward, your contributions, your large-hearted contributions, one thing comes to my mind, that this destiny of bringing you all together is for a larger cause, and this club is doing it wonderfully. Of course, like Palni said, whenever you do something, you're still falling short. He says, Ashtena. Correct. Because the expectations from this club is huge. And I'm not talking about it as something that you have to take into you and to feel that you're under some pressure. I'm saying that we believe that if somebody can do it, then it's Midtown who can do it. Right? When Satish sir came to me in 15-16 and we had a chat, came to me in the sense, we're just having a casual chat. He said that, give me a good project, don't worry about the money. Right? So he said that if I take a good project to my club members will support me. And that's where the Skin Bank program was born. I see Ravi Shankar right at the corner, my good friend. Sorry I've not been in touch with you of late, but thank you for all the guidance. When I was president, he helped me a lot. So thank you so much for being that support to me all the time. So friends, that's the kind of confidence that we have in this club. Now, are we looking at something that is not expected from other clubs? No, it's not like that. The expectation is that, like you motivated a generation of Rotarians, can you do this time and again? Because not only that the country needs it, but we have a large population and we also have a growing economy. It's time for us to rethink, revisit all our processes, understand what could be different, and take the lead in doing it. So that is where district governors and the district, they look forward to, somebody used the nice term of thought leaders. So we know that Rotary Midtown has a lot of thought leaders. 2 days ago, I was presented with a project which I thought was very nice and very unique, just giving you some food for thought. So it's a simple thing. They went to a tribal area. We've done a pilot on that. We're doing it in a big way this year. And they spent 50,000 rupees in a tribal hamlet where they picked one family and they pitched a vermicompost project for them with a buyback arrangement from GKVK. In 45 days, in 30 to 40 days, that family was earning somewhere between 30,000 to 40,000 rupees. Simple project, 50,000 rupees is the one-time investment there. And once in 30 to 40 days, anywhere between 30 to 40,000 is what that tribal family is earning. In fact, on Tuesday, I'm visiting this pilot project to understand it better, and then I want to take it to the additional chief secretary to see how we can scale this project up. Now, this has come from a small club, not a small club in the sense, a medium-sized club in our district. Friends, there is so much that you all can do. There is so much that you all can push through. And our expectations, like every year, is nothing less. But we also want to tell you, the entire district of 3191 and all the clubs put together can support any major initiatives that Midtown can lead. We are looking, the clubs are looking to Midtown to come up with something that they can be part of. And then you can also create a larger impact. So before you get even more angry and literally probably asked me to leave this room. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Palni and Nagarajan for inviting me. Thank you, Vishnu sir, for that always support. I mean, I have a lot of friends, paucity of time, so I'm not going to take any more names. And you guys are going to have a great year. I'm with you. So we'll work together. And Midtowners, have a rocking, magical Rotary year. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, DG, for your very motivating talk and the guidance you have given us. I'm sure we will take further steps in your direction. I'd like you to please stand up, all of you. I wish to propose a toast. In fact, a couple of toasts. Everybody's got something to drink in their hands? Okay. This is to the President of India. The RI President and his spouse. And finally, to our DG and the First Lady. Request you to please keep standing. All the male Rotarians, the ladies can sit down. We have a small conundrum here, a problem. We have inducted some lady members. I don't know whether we can call them Rotarians and make them stand, because now Jagdish Bajaj is going to raise a toast to the ladies at the ends of Midtown. Anyway, please be. Good idea. So, Pami has come up with the solution. I want Jagdish Bajaj to please come up. You have to wait 2 minutes. Please come first. Over to you, Jagdish.
Which one? My toast.
Yes. No. First you, then. Okay. I'd like Archana to join him right away. We're going to have a Jugalbandi, if I'm right.
Yeah. I think everybody can sit.
Okay. Jagdish is requesting that everybody please sit down.
Hello, friends. What a night it has been. President Abdul, Pami, and the ants. Now you've noticed Abdul and Pami have become very close to each other.
ये कहाँ आ गए हम यूं ही साथ साथ चलते तेरे साथ में है जानम मिडटाउन का उजाला.
We are wondering if Aarti is eagerly awaiting for Pami's return to home.
She has a few questions on her mind. I have had so much time to improve my golf. Is that going to be affected now? Also, does Pammi love Abdul, Midtown, or me the most? Let's all raise a toast to Aarti. Cheers, Aarti, and all the ants. Mentors, Satish Garu and Kamal Bhai. Our own Jay and Viru. ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे.
Satish and Kamal both bring a blend of wisdom and humor to the board meetings, where all things are planned, decided, discussed. On the day of acceptance to be president, they handed Abdul, I was given to understand, a blank check, because he was wondering that, what am I going to do? And so they gave him a blank check and said, go and do what you want to do. This is Midtown, the sky is the limit, you have to achieve it. So he was very fortunate, and I think all of us have seen the beautiful video, the beautiful presentation, and heard everything he has done and made us all very proud. We are all proud to be Midtowners.
यार दिलदार तुझे कैसा चाहिए प्यार चाहिए कि पैसा चाहिए.
We now request Abdul to kindly hand over the checks back to them. Okay, that's...
Cheers, Satish Garu and Kamal Bhai. Board members, the two prominent players for communication are Airtel and Jio. What is mobile number? What is your style number? Karni hai private baatein. What is your private number?
Board members are like Wi-Fi signals. Some provide strong connections, some are occasionally disconnected, and others are password protected. This year, however, I must tell you that we have had a great attendance at all board meetings. I think we have had more than 20 people at every board meeting. So that is a great achievement. Jio or Airtel, we have smashed them all.
Let's raise a toast to all the board members and all the club members. Cheers. Our own Captain America, Irfan Bhai.
When we need motivation or the presence of a powerful person, we have just to dial our club's superhero, whether it's a pep talk or just a reassuring purpose. And you know, Abdul,
Trump card, you know.
he was the person responsible for bringing Abdul to the chair, and Abdul has really done wonderful at the age of 24. He's brought our average, down, and we are now 40. 24, okay.
Let's all raise a toast to Irfan Bhai. Cheers. Incoming President Palani, or already President Palani.
Palani has been preparing for his master's program last 2 years with his major subject. Do you have any guesses?
President Midtown.
I am had to add this program specially for him. I think you have seen all the calculation, the figures, the projections, the P, PX, VC. He has all the numbers with him. After his program and degree, he presented his vision during the last board meeting, and it occurred to us, Abdul, Pami and the team were just a trailer. The picture has just begun.
Let's all raise a toast to the President Palani and his team. Cheers.
Cheers.
एक दूसरे से करते हैं प्यार हम, एक दूसरे के लिए बेकरार हम, एक दूसरे के वास्ते मरना पड़े तो है तैयार हम, है तैयार हम. That is what we have at Midtown. And last but not the least, I'm taking a minute extra for our swagwala president. Come on, I need you to shake a leg.
Thank you.
Don't leave, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Thank you, Jagdish and Archana, and I want all of you to raise a toast to Jaggi and Archana for the unique toast. Thank you. I'm requesting President and Honorary Secretary to please give the plaques to the outgoing President, Honorary Secretary, and the Honorary Treasurer.
Midtowners, we call the current head table or the Abdul, Pammi and Jagdish. You can start giving it, sir. As the bridge builders. I mean, for all through the year, as much as they thought for their projects, they thought 10x more for the projects of the years to come. I have heard from the leaders of Midtown that no other head table thought so much about the future as much as them. So they are the bridge builders of the future. If you have a chance to look at the plaque, please do. It just says they are bridge builders for the future of Midtown.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like Rotarian Nagarajan to please come in, Secretary, and give us the vote of thanks.
People have already used hungry and angry. I don't have anything else to use. I can only request 5 more minutes of your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have slightly delayed this whole program, but I think it was worth our times. Please allow me to thank some of people who are here with us today. I would like to first thank our chief guest, Dr. H.S. Nagaraja, for gracing the occasion. Thank you very much, sir. I really wish Prayoga was there when I was studying, because every mark that I have got is by mugging up. I think most of us. Right? And good luck to you in your ventures. I hope many more students come out bright from this experiment. I would like to express our sincere thanks to another Nagaraja. It is Mr. B.R. Nagaraj. He is a trustee at Sri Shankara Cancer Foundation, as well as a trustee at Prayoga. Thank you very much, Ms. Nagaraj, for the partnership with Rotary Bangalore Midtown. I would like to thank our DG Satish Madhavan and First Lady Sushita. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion, sir. Thank you, PDG Vishu Anna. Thank you, PDG Fazal Mehmood, sir. Thank you, PDG Uday Bhaskar. I am still not used to addressing you as PDG. Yes. Thank you very much, DGE Sridhar, for being here with us today. DG and Anil Gupta, thank you very much for gracing the occasion here. District Secretary, Ms. Ashwini Masti, thank you very much for your presence. Mrs. Kavita Subramaniam, our Assistant Governor, thank you very much for being here. Now, this is a small problem. Palani has already thanked his Kavita. I have thanked the Assistant Governor Kavita. Many of you may not know, there is another Kavita who is the PG. My personal governor, Kavita Nagarajan, is here. No, when I started thanking Kavita Subramaniam, I was worried if I'll be in trouble if I don't thank her after going home. Mr. T.R. Balaji, Zonal Governor, thank you very much for being here. In the interest of time, I am not naming the other people, but thank you very much, all the Ans and Rotarians, for your time here. I would like to sign off by just saying one thing about Rotary Midtown. I want to quote Albert Einstein. He also said, "It's every man's obligation to put back into the world at least the equivalent of what he takes out of it." I think this is something what Midtown lives for. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.
I'd like all of you to please stand for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. I request Palni to please adjourn the meeting. Please join us for dinner in the adjoining hall, please.